This segment is sponsored by the Columbus Bar Association. Now it's time for some advice in law, because this morning we welcome attorney Brian Garvine. He's here representing the Columbus Bar Association, and today's topic is about the Family and Medical Leave Act, or FMLA for short. So, Brian, first, good to have you.
Thank you.
And what
Thanks for having me.
started to explain what this act is.
Well, it's a federal law, and it allows certain eligible employees to take up to 12 weeks of unpaid leave for a serious medical condition for themselves or an immediate family member.
So what businesses does this apply to?
All public agencies,
Okay.
All schools, private and secondary, and then any public employer with 50 employees or more within a 75-mile radius of an office.
Wow, and how long has this been needed? And obviously there are so many cases where this is going to be so beneficial to families.
Yes. Well, President Clinton is the one that first, initiated the act, and so it's been in effect for probably about 16, 17 years.
Yeah. So now today, why are you just now bringing awareness to it, and a lot of people are just now finding out about it? Because this isn't something that's well known.
No, it is known in the bigger companies because most of them have HR departments that are, proactive about teaching their employees about it and so forth. So it is known in certain circles, but overall, you're right. I mean, it's not as well known as it should be.
So when can employees be eligible for the act?
Well, you have to work for your employer for an entire year, for the previous 12 months, and in that 12 months, you will have to have worked for 1,250 hours of work.
Got it.
And you also have to work for an employer that has 50 employees within 75 miles of an office.
Got it. So there are some criteria in this.
There are.
And what about scheduling? How does that work?
Well, there's really it deals with two parts. There's intermittent leave and there's just dedicated leave and so forth. So a couple of examples would be if you're pregnant, if you're pregnant or if your wife's pregnant, obviously you know that's coming up, and then you can let your employer know, and they can plan for that. Some illnesses and some events are unable to be planned, and in those types of situations, the employee just has to do their best to let the employee know or let the employer know, and allow them to plan accordingly. Right.
Are there any other reasons that this act could be enabled?
Well, it applies to serious medical conditions, and the definition of that is fairly broad.
Yeah, I was going to say, so there's a lot of things under that.
Right.
So what's the first step people need to take if they think something qualifies for it, or they want to find out more information if their employer offers this?
They should talk to Human Resources.
Okay.
Most companies of that size will have a Human Resources department. Certainly all public agencies, typically will, and schools will as well. So I would start with your Human Resources department.
And at the end of the day, this is something that is really meant to balance the work and family obligations, correct?
It is. It is. There are protections for the employer and then for the employee as well. So it's meant to balance both interests.
Awesome. Now, if people want to find out more information, maybe they just need help navigating these waters, how can they reach you? Where can they go to find out more?
They can just call the Columbus Bar Association, and they'll refer them to me or some other lawyer that can help them.
Perfect. Thank you so much for coming today. This has been great. If you need more information on FMLA or just legal help in any area, the first place you go, you already heard him say it, cbalaw.org, to get some help, find an attorney, and keep you on that right path. One more time, thank you so much, Brian, for joining us.
Appreciate it.